The next sense we're going to talk about is touch. How we touch the world and how we experience God through that touch. Our culture has a hard time with touch. We are increasingly avoidant of it because we don't want to get into trouble. And so we find that lots of people are actually what's called touch starved. People aren't touched enough. They don't have opportunities to be hugged or to feel soft things or even to have their hand held. It's particularly hard for the elderly and others who are in places where they're kind of stuck. I know people turn to things like beautiful fiber, things that are soft to touch, things that are gentle, things that are beautiful to look at, but also have an incredible gentleness. One of the things that we are called to do as people of faith is to learn how to provide that safe, soft, gentle touch in a consensual way with and among one another. Now, in the communities that you have found yourself, hopefully you've been building up that trust. You've been creating those relationships that you can figure out whether or not touch is a safe thing to add on yet. When you do add touch, it creates another level of trust, of sharing, of hope, and of healing. Jesus didn't just heal the lepers. Jesus touched the untouchable lepers. That's what we're called to do as well. Start with a high five or a fist bump. Start with shaking a hand during the passing of the peace. One of the things we sometimes don't think about is the fact that Jesus actually showed up in a body. And Jesus cared enough to have a body that it really mattered. Being a person of faith is not this out-of-body experience where we don't need to take care of ourselves, where we don't need to pay attention to the needs of our actual physical structure. Jesus was a human being, fully bodied, fully enfleshed. Jesus came back to life, fully bodied, fully enfleshed. This matters. This matters to our understanding of God, and it matters to our understanding of our salvation. So when we ignore our bodies, when we ignore that, we lose a piece of this great message. Your next step is to think about where you're already comfortable with touch and maybe where you need a little bit of work. So if high fives are totally cool with you, maybe work on a cool new handshake. Expand that out. All of these things are great places and great steps for you to take. Go out there in that community and practice.